Hello. This week's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be talking about my recent experience with shrooms. So basically, I tripped a few days ago. I've tripped before. I think this was my 4th time tripping, and genuinely, oh my god, scary. It was great until it wasn't. So let me just get right into it. I took them at about 5:30. They started kicking in around 6. It was good. It was so chilled. The visuals were there, and it was so good and so fun. I had such a great time. You know, I was having a blast. Towards the end of the night, at about 8:40, kind of stopped having visuals. I turned on this video of jellyfish on my TV because I just wanted to look at it, and I looked at it, and I noticed where the TV was and then the ceiling, there was like some shit going on. And so I would look up and it would go away. So I looked back at the TV and I just kind of allowed myself to defocus my eyes, but I defocused my eyes in between like the TV and the ceiling. And I don't know how long it had been. Doing so led me into the most vivid, crazy visuals that I had ever gotten. And when I realized what I was seeing wasn't just shapes and shit anymore, everything had become one. I couldn't differentiate anything. Everything was everything at that point. You know, it was really trippy. I kept seeing upside down triangles, circles around them, and at first they were like different colors, but then they all became different shades of red. And inside the triangle part, there were numbers all over the place. I don't know what the fuck it was. I had also realized I was no longer in my body, and it felt really weird. When I had thoughts about like me, it wasn't me. I was not I. I remember having the thought of, where the fuck am I? I've been here before. And in the moment that didn't sound crazy, but now it's like I've never seen shit like that before, so I don't know why it felt so familiar. But then I heard a voice. You could say that it was just my mind. Mind you, I'm tripping balls. Maybe this is just a bad trip, but I'm just gonna explain it to you how it went down. I heard a voice and it spoke to me. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this? The voice said to me, I am you. And you are me. And I was like, oh, okay, makes sense, I get it. And I was told that everything was everything, and that I was everything, and everything was me. And of course, just in that moment, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. But it was mind-blowing. And I remember when I heard that, I, in my mind, literally just kept being like, oh, that makes sense. Like, things were falling into place, and I can't explain it now because I'm not in that mindset anymore. I remember being told whoever was talking to me, they were the creator, and that I had made it to the top. And I was like, okay, so this is it? What happens after? And then I was told, you experience and you be, and that is what you're meant to do. And I was like, oh. Mind you, I'm tripping with 2 other people. At this point, I was not scared. I was very comfortable, and like I said, I felt very familiar with where I was. And I remember being told, the other 2 people that you're with right now don't see this because they're not ready. And I was like, okay, type shit. And I remember like having the thought of like, what happens next? Do I leave? Do I come back? Like, what's going on? And I was told, once I come back, like, I'm back. That part of the trip was gonna end, you know, I wouldn't be there anymore. And I was like, okay, fair. I remember kind of starting to tweak out at this point. So I'm like this on the couch, right? And I just remember like lifting my head up, and slowly all this stuff kind of dissolves, and like everything kind of comes back, and I turn and I look the people that I was with, and then I kind of turn and look around, and I'm like, I'm tweaking, I'm tripped out. And so I get up and I go to my room, and then I come back out and I'm like, guys, I need to go to bed, because I'm thinking, right, like I just need to go to bed. They go to bed, I come to my room. This is where it gets fucking scary, because this whole time I was fine and I felt okay. I felt like I was in a very divine state of being. The veil was, you know, torn off, and I was very present with the creator. And it was really cool to be able to hear this voice speak to me and speak life to me. I come to my room, I'm tweaked. I come in, and I remember having the thought of, okay, so who am I? Where am I? And what should I be doing right now? Like, I didn't know who the fuck I was. I was like, okay, I know this is my room, but I don't remember remember I couldn't find my clothes. Like, I literally could not fucking find my clothes. I was like, what do I need to do to get in bed? I don't know right now. Like, what do I need to do? And I remember it was very out of body. Let me just say that. I did not feel like I was this person. I did not feel like this body was mine. I literally felt like a spirit floating around. And I kept like, okay, here's my body, here's my soul. Like, I would come into my body for like a moment and then I would leave again and be like, what the fuck? Why can't I stay in? It was really trippy. I get clothes and I change and I'm like frantically changing. I'm like, I feel so scared. I have my back facing like my door. So like I'm facing like this wall and I turn and in the corner over here, there was just a figure. I couldn't make it out, but there was something. Literally, like I did not give a fuck. Promise you, if I saw something like that now, I would literally leave the fucking house. But for some reason I was just chill with it. So I see that, I come and I sit on the edge of my bed because I was taking my socks off and I put my feet on the ground. Ew, fucking ew. I felt something lick my leg and I looked down and there was a face, and I am not fucking joking. And I'm just like, okay, don't know why that did not make me scream. And I think it's because of the fact that I literally was not in my body. I was not me at this point. Like I was literally just my conscious at this point. And I just had the thought of like, okay, let me get into bed. I'm sorry. Something licked you and you saw it and you just get the fuck into bed. So I get into bed and literally having the thought of like, what do I like to do? What do I do to pass the time in my room? What is this person? What is this body like to do to pass time? And then I like fell back into my body and I was like, oh yeah, I like to watch like Adventure Time. So I fucking got up, and when I got up, I was like, what am I doing? Who am I? I literally kept having that fucking like thought of like, who the fuck am I right now? Like, I don't know who I am. So I sit in bed and I get Adventure Time on, and then I call my friend and I'm trying to explain to her what the fuck is happening, and genuinely I just cannot get the words out. And then she asked, she was like, did you pee? Did you make it to the top? And I was like, yes. But just her like knowing and being like, what did you see? And I tried to explain it to her and she was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, I need to go. And I really should have went back out there to somebody, but my thing was they were still tripping and I didn't want to come out and be like, oh my god, something licked my fucking leg and I saw a face, and then ruin everybody else's fucking trip. Like, I don't want to be that person. I'm trying to sleep because I'm like, dude, I just need to sleep. The thought that kept coming to my mind was, am I gonna be able to get back into my body? Excuse me. Anytime I closed my eyes, I'm gonna show a picture because I looked it up and I saw this icon or this symbol and I was like, holy shit, that's what I saw. I didn't see any of this other bullshit. I literally just saw the triangles and shit and the eye in the middle, but there wasn't like the circle around it. But here's the image. And when I closed my eyes, I would hear a voice, and it wasn't me. It wasn't like my thoughts or anything. I would hear something talking to me and asking me questions. One of the questions that the creator had asked me was like, why are you scared? And I was like, well, I don't know if I can get back into my body. The reply, well, your body is just a physical being of experiencing the world. You are your spirit, which I already knew that, but I guess I didn't realize the genuineness of what that meant, and to live in that I am not a human. I am a spirit that is possessing this host. I am very separate from my body now after this trip. Like, I don't view me as this anymore. Now I view myself as two different beings, and I know I'm just one, but it's really hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that I am not the body, but I am the soul, which I knew, but I guess I never accepted. Dashi, mommy sounds fucking wacko, doesn't she? Right before I like entered my body again and stayed there, the last thing the creator said to me was a question, and it was, what do you want most? And I replied with my answer, and their reply was, as it is, so it will be. And literally when that happened, I like felt myself kind of like my soul like fall back into my body, and I was here again. Like, I knew I was me again. And I looked around my room, literally just so like tweaked the fuck out and being like, what the fuck just happened? It took me forever to fucking fall asleep. And at the end of the day, in our human forms, we need purpose and we need answers to stuff. So I was like, what the fuck was this? Was this an ego death? And I looked it up, lo and fucking behold, that's exactly what it fucking was. So I'm like, okay, how do I move forward from this? Because usually ego death implies change is needed. Usually. I am not an expert in this. Don't come for me because I am you and you are me. me and we are everything and everything is us. How's that for a fucking mind fuck, bro? There are things that I need to sort out within myself as everyone else does, but it's just crazy that like I was having such a good trip and like my visuals literally stopped. A bad trip started happening. Woke up the next morning and I went out to the living room and I was like, okay, how was your guys' trip? Cool, here was mine. I could not stop crying. Like I cried for majority of me explaining my trip. And yeah, it just sounds like somebody had a really fucking bad trip. Being the one to experience it, I don't know. I feel like that was real. Everything that happened, the things that I saw, voice that I heard, and being one with the creator, it was really fucking wild. And then the next day, I deep in fucking thought about the trip I had. Meeting God, seeing all of everything just being a code. So yeah, the next day I was fucked up. I am on a journey of finding out what needs to change within myself as the observer. I was talking to Cleats. I told her, I was like, how the fuck am I supposed... There's a bug in my wine. That's fun. But I asked Cleet, I was like, how the fuck do people go about their lives as normal after having something like that, experiencing something like that? And she was like, well, maybe you're not supposed to. Well, fuck me. What am I supposed to do? And I guess that's the journey. So anyways, that was my trip. That was my experience meeting God, because I do genuinely believe that is what that was. You know, maybe it was just a really fucking bad trip. You let me know what you think. If you have had a similar experience, I would love to hear about it down in the comments. Thanks for listening. I love you guys. Don't do shit like this if you're not prepared. I didn't think I was in a bad headspace. I still don't think that I was in a bad headspace, but I guess it was just something that I had to go through. I'm gonna take this fucking bug out because like, why the fuck? Bye bye.